Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video, here to talk all about Bethesda, as Starfield has gotten a major update. I mean, it's a free update, but it's in beta right now, and obviously, Starfield's only getting a paid expansion, Shattered Space, I believe, should be later this year, but yeah, all the stuff that's being rolled out should have probably been implemented in the game from the get-go, or at least a sizable amount of it should have been implemented from the get-go. And want to talk a little bit about Bethesda, as Todd Howard is saying that Bethesda is focused on finding ways to increase its output. We'll talk that at the end of this video, as that's something I really think they need to be focusing on, but again, we'll get to that. So, Starfield's latest update is here, and it's bringing several new features with it. Improved surface maps. We've heard your feedback, and we've made some big improvements to surface maps, so you'll know just where to go and no longer get lost on the way to your parents' place, and they weren't buying that excuse anyway. You should really go visit them. The maps in Starfield were absolutely an abomination, so it's nice to see that that has been something that they've been working on. New gameplay options for those of you that like a little bit of extra challenge or want to make some aspects of the game easier. You can customize your experience with brand new options in the settings menus. Want to make ground combat harder but ship combat easier? You can do just that. Alright, more accessibility options, that's always good. Added ship decoration mode to the interior of ships. Now you can decorate your ships just like you can with outposts. Added tabs to container menus to make managing your inventory easier. Added the ability to change traits and appearances after entering the Unity. Added dialogue camera toggle in the settings, which that's something I believe should have been in the game from the get-go. And then also on Xbox Series X, added display settings for Xbox Series X to prioritize visuals or performances on Series X. This update is currently in Steam beta before going live for all players. We don't anticipate much to change from this update, but we'll let you know when it's available and any adjustments we make in the notes below. Thank you. Okay, there are some Xbox Series X specific changes, and they go over the display settings. I'm not going to go over that. And then there are a plethora of bug fixes, like a gargantuan amount. General fixes, gameplay fixes, graphics fixes, outposts, quests, and so on and so forth. There are just a ton of refinements as far as that's considered, so all of those updates are rolling out. Again, it is a part of Steam's beta update, so, you know, it's not rolled out in completion yet, but nice to see that game get better. Starfield is a game that I didn't hate as much as a lot of other people, but it was probably the weakest Bethesda game that I have ever played. I mean, outside of, like, Fallout 76 at launch, and, you know, I'm talking about the major Bethesda games in recent memory. Fallout 3, Elder Scrolls V Skyrim, Fallout 4, Starfield, like those four games, among those four, Starfield's the weakest. And you want to know what's crazy? Starfield had the lengthiest development cycle in between games. Nearly double the amount of time that it took between Skyrim and Fallout 4. Actually, just about double the amount of time, because it's 8 years versus 4 years for Elder Scrolls V to Fallout 4. And I would say the games have gotten longer to develop, and they've gotten perpetually worse. Funny how that works. It seems to be that's something that happens regularly in gaming across major studios. BioWare, Rocksteady, Naughty Dog, just to name a few. Naughty Dog, I wouldn't put in the washed category. BioWare, absolutely washed. Rocksteady, absolutely washed. And Bethesda, in my opinion, is damn near washed, if not washed already. But Todd Howard did say that they are aware of the issues as far as shortening times in between the releases of their games. Because let's be honest, if this route continues where game development is going longer and longer, imagine a trilogy of games kicks off in your 30s. Let's say you're 38 years old. You know, still relatively young in the grand scheme of things. You're 38 years old and a trilogy kicks off, you know, around the time you're 38. Bro, you might not finish that trilogy. You might not be able to finish that gaming trilogy before the time, you know, you call it quits in this lifetime. That is a reality in the current gaming landscape because of how long these games take to develop. And I'm saying if it gets longer and longer, because if we're talking it went from 4 years to 8 years, what if it goes from 8 years to 11 years with Elder Scrolls 6? What if it goes from 11 years to 15 years for Fallout 5? I mean, at that point, like, I don't even know how games could be profitable at that point, but nevertheless, that is a legitimate worry that I do have in the future of gaming, that these games just take so long to develop, and I get it that there is a large investment to it, but I would also argue that, bro, you're taking longer and longer, and in a lot of cases, these games are getting worse and worse. Certainly, from a Rocksteady standpoint, Suicide Squad is an abomination compared to the Batman Arkham trilogy. Certainly, from a BioWare standpoint, Anthem is trash, Mass Effect Andromeda was trash, and now it's been 5 years 5+ years since Anthem, and we still haven't gotten a release date on Dragon Age Dreadwolf. Who knows how that game's gonna turn out, but with the Mass Effect trilogy, they were putting those games out 2 years apart from one another, and look at where we're at now. Bethesda seemingly going the same way, and it was noted, you know, they do take a long time, and so I think one of the things we're focused on here is obviously making sure they're of the highest quality, which is comical when you look at the reception for Starfield. Like, not a bad game, but 8 years, my dudes, 8 years for a studio like Bethesda Game Studios, 8 years, and you're delivering the game that's weakest of the last 4 major single-player games you've dropped. He noted, but also finding ways to increase our output because we don't want to wait that long either, right? That it's never our plan, but we want to make sure we get it right because now people are looking ahead to Elder Scrolls 6. First of all, why did Bethesda announce Elder Scrolls 6 in the first place? I'll tell you why they announced it. Back in 2018, I think it was 2019, around that time when Elder Scrolls 6 was announced, Bethesda had come under fire quite a bit. Fallout 76 didn't turn out all too well, and guess what? That E3, they announced Elder Scrolls 6, they were focusing on games like the Elder Scrolls Blades and all this nonsense nobody gave a crap about. So how do we, you know, lessen anger? Oh, let's announce this game that in Starfield, that's not gonna come out for 4 or 5 years. Let's announce that. Oh, let's also tell them we're working on Elder Scrolls 6. That game's not gonna come out for 10, 12 years. That's literally what they did, just so people wouldn't bug out over nonsense like Elder Scrolls Blades taking, you know, being front and center at that E3 event. Like, that is why they did it. Don't kid yourself. They had no intention of releasing Elder Scrolls 6 anytime in the near future. They were still a long ways away from putting out Starfield. They just wanted to do a little bit of bait and switch, and that's a tactic we see a lot these days, where they'll be like, oh, this game's in development, let's show them a teaser trailer. It's like, in 7 days here, guys, here's this Mass Effect teaser trailer for this game. You might be dead by the time it comes out, but here's this teaser trailer, guys, because it's on 7 day. Oh my god. But like, yo, that is what they do. They just want to drum up some interest, be like, hey, let's get these people excited because they're suckers and they're gonna think these games are coming out anytime soon. It's one thing where you need to reveal a game to get people, I guess, I don't know, invested in what you as a studio are doing. I don't even know, like, what the thought process is sometimes of announcing these games 7-8 years in advance. Like, Wolverine got announced, I want to say in 2021. It's coming out in 2026. 5 years is too much to me, and Bethesda didn't always do nonsense like that. In fact, I thought they handled the release of Fallout 4 really well, where it was announced at like E3 of 2015, then it came out that November. Everybody knew it was in development, everybody knew it was coming out at some point, but they weren't announcing these games, you know, 10 years, a decade in advance, and that's what they did with Elder Scrolls 6, and a decade might be putting it mildly, because if it comes out in 2028, that would be a decade. I could easily see something like 2032 for this game coming out, but I do hope that they can accelerate the development of these games. And bro, if we need to put the genie back in the bottle somehow, these games do not need to be this big. These games do not need to be this quote-unquote ambitious. I'll go back to Skyrim. You guys put that out 3-year turnaround time for Fallout 3. I would much rather take Skyrim than whatever we got with Starfield. And, you know, Starfield's not a bad game. It's just, bro, 8 years for this, it's just whatever. That's gonna do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts. At least Starfield is getting a nice update, and Bethesda definitely does need to speed up its development. But again, that'll do it for me. Your thoughts down below. As always, thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.